The best performers don't negotiate with themselves. They don't wait for motivation. They don't ask how they feel. They don't debate whether they should follow through. They just do it because it's who they are. It's automatic. It's part of their identity. Because they've trained themselves to act, even when the moment isn't perfect, even when they'd rather do something else. Discipline is about making a decision once, and then never debating it again. If you decide you're the kind of person who wakes up early, there's no discussion when the alarm goes off. You just get up. If you decide you're the kind of person who works out daily, it becomes non-negotiable. If you decide you're the kind of person who follows through on commitments, then it doesn't matter how you feel in the moment, you act anyway. The easiest way to build discipline is to start small. Start with daily commitments you can keep, even tiny ones. Make your bed. Drink water first thing in the morning. Stick to a simple routine. Every small promise you keep trains your mind to follow through, and that habit grows. It carries over to bigger decisions, bigger goals, bigger results. Discipline isn't about doing things perfectly. It's about doing them consistently. Some days will be harder than others. Some days the last thing you want to do is stick to the plan. But those are the days that matter most. That's when you build the kind of discipline that separates you from everyone else. Now, the fourth habit of daily excellence is developing relentless consistency. Most people start strong, full of excitement and energy. They commit to new habits. They feel unstoppable. But then life happens. Energy dips. They miss a day, then two, then three, and suddenly, they're back to square one. Excellence isn't about doing something occasionally. It's not about intensity. It's about consistency. It's better to do something small every single day than to go all out for a week and then quit. The highest performers aren't the ones who go hardest in short bursts. They're the ones who show up day after day, no matter what. Consistency is the foundation of everything. Fitness, business, personal growth, relationships. It all comes down to your ability to keep showing up, even when motivation is gone, even when results aren't immediate, even when no one else is watching. Most people fail because they expect results too quickly. They work hard for a few weeks, then get frustrated when the change isn't obvious. But growth isn't linear. Success compounds over time. If you quit too soon, you'll never reach the breakthrough. The people who achieve excellence understand this. They trust the process. They keep going. They know that consistency creates momentum, and momentum leads to transformation. The key to relentless consistency is removing the decision-making. Optional actions are negotiable. Mandatory actions get done, no matter what. You don't wake up and ask if you should brush your teeth. You just do it. That's who you are. The same applies to your habits. Working on your goals isn't optional. Training your body isn't optional. Following through on commitments isn't optional. You don't do it when convenient. You do it because it's part of your identity. Here's another truth. Relying on willpower is a mistake. Willpower fluctuates. Some days it's strong, some days it's weak. If your success depends on how much willpower you have in the moment, you'll struggle. The solution? Create systems. Systems make success automatic. They remove friction between you and action. They make consistency easier because you don't have to think about it. You just follow the plan. A system could be a set time every day for your most important habit. It could be preparing in advance so taking action is effortless. It could be tracking your progress to reinforce your commitment. The goal is the same. Remove the need to debate and make consistency natural. Another secret. Lower the barrier to entry. Most people set themselves up for failure by expecting too much too soon. They tell themselves they must work out for an hour, write for 3 hours, or make huge progress every day. Life happens. Expectations become impossible to maintain. Excellence isn't about going all out. It's about never stopping. Even 10 minutes counts. Do something. Take some action. Keep the streak alive. Momentum matters. Consistency isn't perfection. You will have days you slip. Life will get in the way. That's normal. What matters is that you get back on track immediately. Don't let one missed day turn into a week, a month, and then zero. The ones who master consistency never let one mistake break momentum. The fifth habit of daily excellence is setting and maintaining high personal standards. Your standards dictate your results. You don't get what you want in life. You get what you tolerate. Accept mediocrity, and that's what you'll experience. Demand excellence from yourself, and your life rises to meet it. Most people lower their standards to match their environment. They adapt to the people around them. Lazy, unmotivated culture? They make excuses. Average thinkers? They start thinking small. Others cutting corners? They follow suit. Excellence isn't about adapting. It's about setting the standard, regardless of your environment. Refuse to accept anything less than your best. Hold yourself accountable to higher levels of discipline, focus, and execution. Your personal standards determine how you show up every day. If your standard is the bare minimum, that's exactly what you'll deliver. If your standard is to act only when you feel like it, you'll stay inconsistent. But if your standard is to perform at your highest level no matter the circumstances, you will separate yourself from the majority. Excellence isn't perfection. It's striving consistently to operate at the highest level. Choosing discipline when others choose excuses. Choosing focus when others choose distractions. Choosing to push further when others would stop. Most people let feelings dictate their standards. They say, "I'll do it when I feel ready." or I'll put in more effort when results start coming. That's backwards. Excellence is built by sticking to your standards, even without motivation. High standards are non-negotiables, things you commit to no matter what. If your standard is health, skipping workouts isn't an option. If focus is a standard, distractions aren't entertained. If reliability is a standard, following through is mandatory. Decide your non-negotiables, enforce them ruthlessly. Every time you lower a standard, you reinforce excuses. Every time you hold the line, you reinforce your identity as someone who follows through. One of the fastest ways to raise your standards? Change your environment. Surround yourself with people who demand more from themselves. If you're around average effort, eventually you'll match it. Excellence is about choice, discipline, and the environment that supports it. But if you surround yourself with people who demand more from themselves, who operate at a high level every day, you will naturally elevate. Excellence is contagious. If you put yourself in an environment where high standards are the norm, you won't have to force yourself to rise. You'll rise automatically. You won't tolerate laziness. You won't tolerate inconsistency. You won't tolerate mediocrity, because it will no longer feel normal to you. But your environment is only part of the equation. The real test of your standards happens when no one is watching, when there's no one to hold you accountable, when it would be easy to cut corners, to slack off, to give less than your best. That's when your standards truly matter. Discipline is doing the right thing, even when no one would know if you didn't. It's pushing yourself even when there's no immediate reward. It's holding yourself to a higher level, even when no one else does. That is what separates the great from the average. Most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they lower their standards when things get hard. They let emotions dictate effort. They let setbacks make them quit. But the ones who succeed, they maintain their standards through every challenge, every failure, every obstacle. They don't bend. They don't compromise. They keep showing up. If you want to master daily excellence, you must raise your standards in every area of life, in the way you work, the way you train, the way you handle adversity, the way you treat others. Every moment is an opportunity to reinforce the identity of someone who refuses to accept anything less than the best from themselves. The sixth habit of daily excellence is training your ability to take decisive action. Most people hesitate. They overthink. They second guess. They analyze every possible outcome before making a move. And in that hesitation, opportunities are lost. Momentum is killed. Progress is delayed. Excellence is built on speed of execution, the ability to decide and take action without hesitation, the ability to trust yourself to make a move, even without all the answers, the ability to step forward, take risks, and adjust along the way. The people who win in life aren't the ones who make perfect decisions. They're the ones who make fast decisions, act quickly, and adjust as they go. They don't wait for the stars to align. They don't debate endlessly. They act. And because they act, they create momentum. Hesitation is a habit. Every time you delay, every time you hesitate, every time you put off a decision, you reinforce in your mind that action equals stress, overthinking, and fear. Eventually, decision-making becomes harder and harder. The fastest way to rewire this habit is to train yourself to act instantly. The moment you know you need to do something, move. Need to speak up in a meeting, do it before you talk yourself out of it. Need to make an important call, do it before doubt creeps in. Need to start on a task, do it before your brain finds an excuse. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. The more you hesitate, the more resistance you create where there should be none. But if you build the habit of moving immediately, you condition yourself to be someone who takes action no matter what. The biggest lie people tell themselves is, I need more time to think, to plan, to prepare. In reality, thinking more often doesn't lead to better decisions. It leads to no decision, overanalysis, second guessing, and ultimately staying stuck. Decisiveness is a skill like any other. The more you practice it, the stronger it gets. The more quick, firm decisions you make, the more confident you become. The more you trust yourself to take action. The more you realize you don't need all the answers, you just need to start. The key to decisive action is trusting your instincts. Most of the time you already know what needs to be done. Your gut tells you. Your experience tells you. But instead of acting, you hesitate. You let doubt creep in. You fear making the wrong choice. And in that hesitation, momentum is lost. The most successful people act on instinct. They trust themselves. They know mistakes are part of the process. They move faster, accomplish more, gain more experience. Hesitation kills momentum. Momentum is key to success. When you're in motion, discipline becomes easier, confidence grows, and progress accelerates. The simplest way to train decisive action is the 5-second rule. The moment you know you need to act, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move, speak, start. Take the first step before your mind convinces you not to. The hardest part is starting. Momentum does the rest. The seventh habit of daily excellence is building mental toughness. Excellence isn't just about skill, it's about resilience. It's about handling pressure, adversity, and setbacks. No matter how talented you are, life will test you. Challenges will appear. Obstacles will come. If you don't have the mental strength to push through, you'll break under resistance. Most people are soft when things get hard. They fold at discomfort, they quit at failure, they retreat, and that's why they never reach their potential, because they give up too soon, because they never train their mind to endure. Mental toughness is the ability to keep moving forward, to perform at a high level even when you don't feel like it, to stay locked in on your goals when nothing seems to work, to push past pain, frustration, and fatigue because you refuse to settle for less than you're capable of. The biggest enemy of mental toughness is comfort. Easy lives make weak people. Avoiding challenges stops growth. Protecting yourself from discomfort means you never build the calluses that make you unbreakable. The fastest way to build mental toughness is controlled hardship. Put yourself in difficult situations. Do hard things every day. Challenge yourself to grow. Push past your limits. Every time you do, you rewire your mind. Every time you keep going when you want to stop, you train your brain to be relentless. Those who dominate life don't avoid failure. They take failure, pain, and struggle and keep moving. They refuse to quit. They embrace the grind because growth is forged in adversity. Mental toughness isn't built in extremes. It's built in small daily choices. Waking up on time, training when tired, staying focused when distracted. These choices accumulate. They create a mindset that doesn't break under pressure. The greatest achievers, athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders, all have one thing in common. They endure, they suffer, they face rejection and failure, and they keep going anyway. That is what makes them unstoppable. Excellence is not something you chase, it's something you become. You either reinforce habits of mediocrity, or train yourself for greatness. There is no in between. You are either making excuses, hesitating, lowering your standards, or building discipline, mastering focus, and taking relentless action. The difference between those who win and those who don't isn't luck. It isn't natural talent. It's the daily commitment to excellence. The choice to show up and operate at a high level, no matter the circumstances, obstacles, or feelings in the moment. Success isn't about what you do once. It's about what you do every single day. How you wake up, how you guard your focus, the discipline you enforce, the standards you uphold, how you carry yourself even when no one is watching. Excellence isn't a skill, it's an identity. Decide to make it your way of life, and everything changes. Your confidence grows, your results accelerate, your mindset strengthens, and you stop being controlled by distractions, hesitation, or temporary emotions. The people who succeed don't wait for the perfect moment. They don't wait to feel motivated. They don't wait for permission. They decide right now to operate at a higher level, to set the standard, to show up differently. That decision is yours. You don't need more time, information, or circumstances. What matters is what you do today, the actions you take, the standards you enforce, the way you execute. So the question is, will you choose excellence? Not just today, not just when it's easy, every single day.